starting, the students are entering. Yes, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamu alaikum. Here we have a revision of accounting chapter 1, and in this chapter we have discussed all the tips and techniques for the examination perspective. We have done different formulas that I taught you. I taught you the different quick terms that we can solve the question very easily. Then we have next slide. Here we have, you can see we have partnership recap for exam technical questions. We have 15 types. On the screen you can see we have cash investment to the firm, cash and non-cash investment to the firm, equal partners, unequal partners, total capital of the firm, mutually agreed. Then we have realizable value and book values. We have 15 types. Partners investment contribution, sufficient cash, deficiency contribution, percentage ratio, equal interest, decided capitals in new firm, and balance in cash. These are the 15 ways by which you can solve your partnership formation questions. Here you can see we have a partners recap for the examination technique. First of all, we have to consider these partners. We have usually the name of the partners given in the question. We have to focus the three things. I always told you that you have to focus the three things. What are those three things? These three things are your name of the partners, the investment of the partners, and partners ratio. It is important for the examination perspective. Now another thing which I want to discuss with you, the name of the partners can be different. It can be Mr. Ali, Bilal, or any other name. Then we have partners investments. We have to consider that those investments are equal, or whether they are decided capital, whether they are unequal capital. So the third point is the ratios. The ratios of the partners, as I have discussed with you, that the ratios can be vary. It can be equal, it can be unequal, it can be in the form of fraction, it can be in the form of percentage also. We have done one question of the percentage also. So this is the important points, important factors which I ask you people to focus on it, that we have to focus the partner's name, partners investment, and the partners ratio. I proceed further. Then we have number one, cash investment into the firm. This is the first way of solving the partnership formation. This is the simple journal entry which we have discussed, that when we want to form a starting journal entry, we will record cash debit and partners capital credited. Second way of solving the partnership formation, we have some cash and non-cash investments. Iska matlab some cash and some fixed assets are there, and we have to make the journal entry of it. How we will record? We will record like this: cash and building debited, and names or Mr. XYZ capitals credited. Here cash is your cash and building is your non-cash. It means it is your fixed assets. So it will your compound entry, and for this compound entry we have to be very much, you can say, careful, that we have to consider the cash values properly, and the building, if it is on a book value, if it is on a agreed value, and if it is just a simple value given. I proceed. We have the third part, that is your equal partners. Equal partners means the ratio of the partners is 1:1. Whenever I use the word, or we have seen the word equal, it means the capitals of the partners is equal and the ratio between them is equal. I proceed. This is the book problem number 1 on book page number 98, 2012 private question we have done, in which we can see the capitals of the partners is same, 900,000, 900,000. So this equal capital shows us the partners having the ratio 1:1, and as their ratio is 1:1, they are equal and their capital will be the same. We have unequal partners. Unequal partners is having the ratio 3:2:1. It means their ratio is different from one another. The point to remember, we have discussed in the question, exam question number 9, we have done on book page number 107. The important point to remember of this topic, that when we have different ratios, we apply the formula, and that formula was total capital multiplied by partners ratio divided by the sum of all partners ratio. It means the sum of ratios of all partners. The fifth technique is total capital of the firm is given in the question, and then you have to apply the ratios on it. Yes, when you have applying the ratios, then you will get the total capital of the partnership. Here we have the total capital of the partnership. This is your exam question number 9, book page number 107, on which you can see that we have Saad, Khalda and Maheen agreed to form a partnership business with total capital 1200,000. This 1200,000 which is highlighted over here, this value is the total capital. And you can see we have three ratios of the partner, 3:2:1. It means 3 is the ratio of Saad, 2 is the ratio of Khalda, 1 is the ratio of Maheen. What we have to do, we have to apply the formula as we have discussed in the previous slide, that in some questions you will get the ratios also, in some questions you will get the total capital. Now as I am proceeding further, you can find that in one questions we have twice or thrice strategical part. एक क्वेश्चन के अंदर हमारे पास 2 से 3 चीजें ऐसी आ सकती हैं जो कि पार्टनरशिप फॉर्मेशन के स्ट्रेटेजिकल पार्ट्स होते हैं. I proceed further. Then we have mutually agreed or realizable values. This is your problem question number 5 on book page number 100. We have done this question also, in which we remember the book value of office premises is 310,000, but mutually agreed value is given in the question of the office premises, that is 500,000. We ignored the previously recorded value, we ignored this 310, we cutted this value, and we will consider only this 500,000 which is mutually agreed. I'm moving my cursor over here. The point to remember which is striking over here, that you have to consider this striking part. It means mutually agreed value, you have to consider this one. I proceed further. Realizable value. This is your 7th way of solving the partnership formation, in which you can see the word mutually agreed or realizable. Basically, these are the synonym, not difference at all, but I make the slide so that you people can be aware of it. We have done exam question number 12 on book page number 108, in which we have a question of Mr. Asar and Nasser. Asher and Nasser, sorry. Mr. Asher contributed 1/5 of the cash, account receivable at realizable value 68,000, office supplies 30,000, building at agreed value 160,000, and furniture at book value. Mr. Asher paid 1/4 of his liability from private fund. Yes, in this question, we were focusing on the agreed value, realizable values. Cash is given and we are applying the value of the cash which is given in the question. Then we are applying fraction 1/5. 5 should be here. Dur bhag gaya. It is 1/5. Then amount answer will be 30,000. Another adjustment they have given, Mr. Asher paid 1/4 of his liability. This is the amount of liability which is given in the question. We apply the fraction on it, that is 1/4, and then answer will be 15,000. This is the technical part. You have to remember that the total account payable which is given in the question is 60,000, but what we have calculated 1/4 amount is 15,000. It means 15,000 is the paid amount of the liability. The remaining liability is 45,000. This you will record in your journal entry and in your balance sheet. I proceed. This is the journal entry in which they have told you that you have to prepare the compound journal entry in this question. Your cash is debited, non-cash is also debited, and capital is credited. The 8th part is book value. Yes, how we are focusing the book value. We have done the formula for the book value. Total cost of the fixed asset minus accumulated depreciation is your book value. Then I proceed towards this part in which they have talked about the book value. Mr. Nasser sold all his businesses except furniture and paid all of his liabilities. He invested furniture in the partnership at its book value. At its book value means if in the quotient, above quotient in the balance sheet of the sole proprietor, they have given the furniture value and its allowance for depreciation. So when we will write in the journal, we will do the working, the total cost minus allowance for depreciation, this formula. This is highlighted formula, the red one. We apply this formula, the total cost of the furniture minus accumulated depreciation, and we will write book value in the general journal. Here in this question, they also told you that they are equal partners also. It means again in one questions we can find many strategical parts and many ways. As we have discussed, they are equal also. They have, here I am moving my cursor, it is equal interest, book value is there, and sufficient cash word is also here. The ninth part is your partner's investment contribution, that you have to calculate the each partner's individual capital. Here in this question, this is your problem question number 3 on book page number 99. You have to compare your answers by using the calculators. What we have done, Asim contributed cash 50,000, equipment 70,000, Akib's contributed furniture 180,000, sufficient cash to make his capital to the ratio 1:2. Yes, then they have given you the Wasim's contributed sufficient cash. It means some amount of cash, and the ratio should be 3:1:2. Here, what we have done, first of all, we calculate the Mr. Asim's cash, that is 50,000 and 70,000. The ratio of Asim is 1. The ratio of Akib is 2. These are the ratio, and Wasim's ratio is 3. First of all, we know the value of the capital of Mr. Asim, that is 50 plus 70. Answer will be 120. Akib is having the ratio 2. It means double the ratio than Asim. So what we will do, we will multiply it by 2 and get the answer. But and what we another process, what you can do, that you can less 240,000 minus 180 to get the answer of this cash value 60,000. Clear? Then Mr. Wasim's ratio is 3. You can simply 120,000 multiplied by 3 is 360. It is because when Asim is having 1 rupees, the Wasim will having a 3 rupees. It means triple the amount of Wasim. So you can multiply it, or you can apply the formulas also and do it. This is the working of the journal, which you can see that Mr. Asim's cash is 50,000, equipment is 70,000. It is given in the question, but Mr. Akib's is only furniture value is given, and you have to calculate the value for the sufficient cash. Here you can apply the formula, the total capital of the Akib minus the given assets, and you will get the value of sufficient cash. I repeat, total capital of the partner minus the given assets of the partner, and then you will get the value of sufficient cash. The last one, Mr. Wasim. Here, Mr. Wasim is just having the cash investment, and that is only 360,000 because we have calculated 120,000 multiplied by 3. I proceed. Now we are here on the 10th part, that is your sufficient cash. As I discussed with you in the previous question, that how can we calculate the sufficient cash, and I told you the formula also, the total capital of the partner minus the given assets of the partner. It is the same question which we have discussed in the previous slide. Problem question number 3 on book page number 99. This is the solution we have discussed and applied the formula over here. Number 11th, we have deficiency contribution. Yes, deficiency contribution is when the partners is having some lacuna or not the equal capital. So how they can meet the deficiency? We have done one question, exam question number 8 on book page number 107. And in this question, we have investment journal entry and withdrawal journal entry. In the investment we use, where we will add the values because we have to add more cash to the partner's capital. So whenever we want to add, जब भी किसी के पास पार्टनर को पैसे हमें और देने होते हैं, तो हम इन्वेस्टमेंट के जर्नल एंट्री बनाने होते हैं, बनाते हैं, और जब भी उसके पास से हमें कुछ पैसे कम करने होते हैं तो उसकी विड्रॉवल की एंट्री बनती है। कम क्यों करते हैं? अच्छा, उसकी वजह क्या है कि हमारे पास अगर डिसाइडेड कैपिटल मौजूद होता है तो हमें विड्रॉवल की जर्नल एंट्री बनानी पड़ती है। डिसाइडेड कैपिटल का मतलब कि मिस्टर ए और बी दो पार्टनर्स हैं और उन्होंने ये डिसाइड किया हुआ है कि पार्टनरशिप फर्म में उनका कैपिटल 2 लाख होगा, बट आफ्टर कैलकुलेटिंग एसेट माइनस लायबिलिटीज मिस्टर ए का कैपिटल जो है वो 150 होगा सपोज, तो हमें मिस्टर ए को 50,000 और देने पड़ेंगे, तो हम इन्वेस्टमेंट की जर्नल एंट्री बनाएंगे। जब आप मिस्टर बी का कैपिटल कैलकुलेट करते हैं और मिस्टर बी के एसेट माइनस लायबिलिटीज से उसका कैपिटल कैलकुलेट करेंगे और आंसर अगर आपके पास 250 आ जाता है, इसका मतलब 50,000 की आप जर्नल एंट्री बनाएंगे विड्रॉवल की। विड्रॉवल की एंट्री में आप ड्रॉइंग्स डेबिट और कैपिटल्स क्रेडिट भी बना सकते हैं, प्लस आप इस एंट्री को रिवर्स करके बना सकते हैं कैपिटल डेबिट एंड कैश क्रेडिट। आपका आंसर अफेक्ट नहीं होगा। Their journal entry which they have mentioned over here for the investment is cash debited, partners capital credited. It means amount is added and capital will be increased is when it is in the credited. Here in the withdrawal they have given the drawings. It means drawing for the personal, from the personal resources we use the word drawing, and if it is from the business then it is not drawing. Then partners capital will be credited. Yes, you can make the reverse entry. It will be more easier for you. Capital, debit and cash credit. Exam question number 8, book page number 107. If this question we have discussed in the previously, in which they have given you the partnership decided capital 4 million, and if shortage they will do the make entry for the contribution. If deficiency they will make the entry for the withdrawing. This is your 12th part of today's lecture, in which we have percentage ratios. As you can see that we have discussed numerous ways of solving the partnership formation. So today you can realize that what are the methods or the strategies that we have learned. For the examination perspective, you all have to remember the technical part, also the tips of solving the question, the formula of the partnership formation. These are all three terms are very much important. If you forget any one of them, like अगर आप टेक्निक भूल जाते हो कि मुझे क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट किस तरह करना है और उसमें आपके पास नजर आ रहा है कि इक्वल भी है, सफिशिएंट कैश भी है, डिसाइडेड कैपिटल भी है, so you should not be puzzled. Try to be more practicing the questions. I proceed. This is the question we have done last few days back. Like we have Mr. Abir, Khalid and Sajid and Zahid contributed capitals, and they have their ratios in the form of percentage: 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. And this is the one line question only. And then what we have to do, the required part for the examination, you have given a Sajid investment 150,000. What we have discussed in this question, that when the investment of the one partner is given and the ratio of this partner, the Sajid ratio will be 30, and the ratio of this partner is given, then we will apply the reciprocal. Reciprocal is the reverse. अगर normally हम 30% लिखा हुआ देखते हैं तो 30% का मतलब होता है 30 divided by 100. Clear? But when I told you to apply the reciprocal, it means 100 divided by 30, and by applying the reciprocal you will get the total capital of the firm. Once you get the total capital of the firm, then what you have to do, you have to apply the given percentages. These given percentages: 500,000 is the total capital which we have which we have calculated by applying the reciprocal. As we have calculated the total capital, you have to apply these percentages: 10, 20, 30, 40, and then you will get the capital contribution of each partner. Here you can say 500,000 material 30 is equals to 150. As after calculating the capital percentages and capital investment, you will be easily able to prepare the journal entry that is very simple: cash debit and capitals credited. I proceed. The 13th way of solving the partnership formation. This is the equal interest, and this equal interest portion, and what you have to do, you have to realize this thing: the equal word shows 1:1. This is your problem number 1, book page number 98, 2012 private question, in which we are Naeem, Amjad and Khalid having the ratio 1:1. 1:1 shows the partners are equal and they have same amount of capital. It means अगर आपको इनमें से किसी एक पार्टनर का भी कैपिटल मालूम है और दूसरे पार्टनर की कोई फिक्स एसेट मौजूद है या कोई मर्चेंडाइज मालूम करनी है, तो इसका जो टोटल कैपिटल मालूम है आपको मिस्टर नईम का, उसमें से आप अमजद और खालिद के कैपिटल इजीली मालूम कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज अमजद एंड खालिद बोथ आर द इक्वल पार्टनर. जो पैसे अमजद के पास हैं वही खालिद के पास भी हैं. क्लियर? And how could we know they are equal? It is given in the question that they are equal. यहाँ पे आपको अगर किसी पार्टनर की मर्चेंडाइज की वैल्यू निकालनी है तो गिवन एसेट्स को टोटल कैपिटल में से माइनस करेंगे and then you will get the missing figure. This is overall working of the given values and the extracted values of problem number 1 on book page number 98. Yes, this is the 14th part, the second last part of this partnership formation, which we have decided capitals in new firm. It means the decided capital in the partnership firm is given. So what you people have to do here, you can see Mr. A and Mr. B decided to make their capitals in the new partnership will be 200,000 and 180,000. They have given you the detailed capital of the partner A and B. They contribute the deficiency, if any, from their private resources. It means, again, the capital of Mr. A should be 200,000 and capital of Mr. B should be 180. It should not be less than that. अगर A का कैपिटल 200,000 से कम होता है तो इसके पास इन्वेस्टमेंट की जर्नल एंट्री बनाइएगा. अगर A के पास 200,000 से ज्यादा पैसे आते हैं तो यहाँ पे विड्रॉवल की जर्नल एंट्री बनाइएगा. मिस्टर बी के साथ भी सेम यही है कि आपको फर्म के अंदर उनका 180,000 कैपिटल चाहिए. अगर आप एसेट माइनस लायबिलिटीज करते हैं और कैलकुलेट करने के बाद उसका कैपिटल 180,000 से कम आ रहा है, लाइक 160 आ रहा है सपोज, तो इन्वेस्टमेंट की जर्नल एंट्री बनाइए कैश डेबिट एंड मिस्टर बीस कैपिटल क्रेडिटेड. और अगर आपके पास इस 180 से ज्यादा 200,000 या 250 आ रहे हैं तो विड्रॉवल की जर्नल एंट्री बना दीजिएगा कैपिटल डेबिट कैश क्रेडिट और विड्रॉइंग डेबिट कैपिटल क्रेडिट. This is the question we have done for problem number 7 on book page number 101, in which we have calculated the cash, account receivable, merchandise inventory, office supplies, and then office furniture, allowance for bed debts. After putting all the values, sorry, accounts payable is also given. After putting all the values of assets in the debited side and your liabilities on the credited side, we have calculated the capital balancing figure, and this balancing figure is not equal to 200,000, and what we want 200,000. So this amount is not equal, which gives us the concept that we have to minus 200,000 minus 182,400. So you will get the values. Next, I proceed. Yes, this is Mr. A capital, decided capital minus calculated capital, and here we have 200,000, the calculated capital is given, and you will get the missing value. Balance in cash. This is the another last part of the technical strategical part of this problem solving questions. What you have to do, the balance in cash. This is the vocabulary word that you will find in different questions, that we have Mr. Naeem, Amjad and Khalid, and at the end you have to find the Mr. Khalid's cash. As you know, the Khalid capital is 900,000. You will minus this given assets and find the value of balance in cash. This is the end of all the you can say technical terms, tips and techniques, all the strategical parts we have discussed. Hope so this chapter is easily understandable by giving you the review.